This is the L.I.P. Extra. Hey there, I'm Ryan from Positive Athlete, here with another awesome episode of the L.I.P. Extra. Today's subject is student leadership, and our host Scott Peterson spent some time with Javier La Fianza, the CEO of the Hugh O'Brian Youth Leadership organization, to break down this very important topic. We know that as coaches, teachers, and parents, you want the student athletes that you interact with to become leaders. Our guest is incredibly knowledgeable in this area and gives some great insight on how to help young people in their development as leaders. So let's jump into episode 4 of the L.I.P. Extra.
We're here with Javier La Fianza, the CEO of the Hugh O'Brian Leadership Organization, better known as HOBY. And first of all, Javier, welcome. And love to have you tell us a little bit about the Hugh O'Brian Leadership Organization.
Yeah, I'd love to, Scott. Thank you so much for asking me to participate in this. I'm really excited about it. And, we love positive athletes and our participation and partnership with you. So HOBY, we are a youth leadership organization. We've been around since 1958. We do leadership seminars for high school sophomores all across the U.S. and frankly, all around the world. So this year in the U.S., we would have had about 11,000 students participating in a program, at least one program in every state. And then we also have HOBY programs operating in Canada and Mexico and China and South Korea, and Taiwan and Uganda, Turkey, UK, a number of other countries around the world. So we're truly an international organization. And we just fundamentally believe that leadership is really not about power or position or title. What leadership is about is your actions that make you a really powerful leader. We believe that young people are not the leaders of tomorrow, but that actually young people can be very, very powerful and positive leaders starting today. That you all have the capacity, the capability, the passion, the drive, the skills, the knowledge to go out and to really make a difference in your communities and your schools, starting right now. You don't have to wait for permission to do that. You have that ability right now.
We have a lot of kids who think, though, that I'm pretty young. I don't know that I could be a leader. I have a coach, and my coach is my leader. But that's not necessarily true. A kid can be a leader at a very early age, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, of course not. It's not at all true. You can be a leader at any age. All it takes is a commitment to making a difference, a commitment to taking some action, and a commitment to actually going out there and letting people hear your voice. I can tell you a million stories of high school students who are out there making a difference. I'll tell you one that I just heard yesterday, actually, about a HOBY alum in Connecticut who, during this COVID-19 crisis, decided to really try to make a difference. So he worked with his school that had a number of 3D printers. He brought some friends involved, and they started using their 3D printers to make masks for hospital workers, for first responders, for people who really truly need them. And then the last few weeks have made hundreds of masks and is making a difference, literally saving lives. As a 16-year-old student, you're literally saving lives. Didn't wait, didn't say I'm too young to do it, said there's a need out here, I care about this, I want to make a difference, and there go I.
Why do you think some kids shy away from this idea of leadership and they worry about what other people might think of them as maybe trying to take over and those type of things? What do you say to a kid who kind of feels that way?
Well, I say that, part of the essence of leadership is actually bringing people together and working together with them. I think young people shy away from leadership because we as a society, we've kind of taught young people that they need our permission. They need adults' permission in order to do things. And what we believe is that what you really need is to have that passion and that commitment to go out and to make a difference around that. And that what we have found is that adults, parents, whether it's your parent, your coach, your teacher, they will be supportive of you as a young person trying to make a difference. It just takes starting to talk to people about it, trying to show them that you're serious, show them that you're committed to it. And again, leadership is about bringing people together. You can't really be an effective leader of just yourself. If you really want to make positive community change, which is the essence of leadership, you have to bring others along with you. And so getting together with your friends, getting together with your coaches, sharing your ideas, developing a plan, executing on that plan, and then you'll start to see the change happen, not just in the community or on the issue that you're dealing with, but within yourself as a leader and within those around you that you're bringing with you, helping them develop their leadership capacity and skills.
Javier, even though we need to get kids together to organize something and together we're better, it still takes the power of one. And I've heard you talk about the power of one before. Can you expand on that a little bit?
Yeah, every single idea starts off with something that goes in somebody's head. Every change that ever has occurred in the world, anything that's ever been created starts off with an idea in one person's head. And then that grows as you start to develop it and share it, and that grows into something that really starts to make a difference. You can think about Greta, who started herself in terms of trying to make a difference around climate change. She started doing some single young girl protests in her country about climate change, which has now grown into an international movement to try to make a difference around climate change. She started that herself. She didn't ask for permission. She didn't need other people's help. She started to do it because it was important enough to her to make a difference around that, to draw attention to that issue. And other people came along because they agreed with her and they started to see the power in that. Any idea starts off with just one person. And then leadership happens when you can take that idea that you have yourself, that you can start to execute on it, and you can start to bring other people along with you.
I've heard you quoted as saying leadership is often the only difference between success and failure. What do you mean by that?
Leadership, that's a great, I'm thrilled that you still remember that. So leadership is absolutely sometimes the difference between success and failure. An idea that doesn't go anywhere, an idea that's not acted upon, an idea that doesn't have successful leadership behind it, it's just not gonna materialize. So so for myself, if I wanted to really go out there and start to, build a new homeless shelter, and I have a great idea about how to do that, but I don't start to act upon it, and I don't get others behind me to help to support me on it, then it's not going to happen. Then it's going to be a failure. Leadership fundamentally is about hope. Leadership is about believing that something can be done and convincing other people around you to help to come on that journey of making that change, and it's about that belief. It's about that hope, even if things seem hopeless, but still to have that spark of hope and to be able to tap into that and to pull that out and to share that with others and bring others with you. That is what makes the difference sometimes between success and failure, is even that fundamental belief, that fundamental hope, and being able to get others to share that with you.
You've spent a lot of time with youths who have become leaders and have just naturally either become a leader or they've learned to become a leader. What are the attributes of that make kids follow a younger leader?
Well, there's many, right? So, and it doesn't have to do really so much on whether somebody's an extrovert or super energetic or if they're more introverted. What it has to do with some other more core principles that are within someone. So as I just mentioned before, is about hope, being able to share that hope and being able to get other people to buy into it. It has to do with communication. It has to do with being accountable for your actions. It has to do with actually following through on what it is you said you're going to do. It has to do with being adaptable and being able to change. So if one direction isn't working as well as you thought it would be, is not being so rigid that you're not willing to accept some of the ideas from other people and adjust your course a bit, that might lead to greater success, So it has to do with a nice mix of all of these things that come together that end up producing a really powerful and impactful and inspirational.
If someone wanted to get involved with Hobie, how do they go about doing it?
Oh, great question. Love it. So we are a youth leadership organization primarily for high school sophomores. So once you become a sophomore at your high school, you can approach your high school guidance counselor and you can let them know that you're interested in participating in a Hobie program. and hopefully they will sign you up for that program. If your school doesn't participate in Hobie, and there are some that don't, first of all, let us know so we can try to encourage them to participate in Hobie. And second of all, if you're involved with organizations like Positive Athletes, like Boys and Girls Clubs, with other organizations, we have partnerships with organizations in addition to schools, so that people from those organizations, your coach, you're the executive director of the organization, your group leader, they can also nominate you to participate in Hobie. So we have various avenues for you to do that. And we really hope that this is something of interest of you and you'll take advantage of it.
I knew we get some of our best nominations for Positive Athlete are kids who have participated in Hobie. So that's one of the reasons we're such a big fan of your organization. I want to thank you so much for spending time with it. I assume that if people go to hobie.org, that's HOBY.org, they can find out more information.
Yeah, that's the best place to do it. And we appreciate our partnership with you. We're a fan of what you do. I mean, being anything that helps to encourage people to exercise leadership in a positive way, to really try to make a positive difference in their communities. To us, that's the fundamental purpose of leadership, is to make a positive change in your communities. And whatever support we can provide to you and to Positive Athletes and to other people who are really interested in making those positive differences in their communities, we're all in.
Wonderful. Thank you again, Javier, for spending time with us, and good luck with everything going on with Hobie the rest of this year, 2020.
Thank you, Scott. Thank you so much, and good luck to you all too.